Elephant eats. Let's check if the stream is working. And I'm not just an angry screeching green screen like that one time. Let's check. Okay, cool. I'm not just an angry green screeching screen. That's a thing to say multiple times, right? Angry green screeching screen. Damn, that's a lot to say. Alright. Today, finally, I knocked things over. No, today, finally, are some of the releases for Age of Sigmar 3.0 after 2 months since Dominion. We're finally getting some of the stuff for it, including books. I bought both books. I don't normally do that. I don't actually tend to buy a lot of rolls because I don't like buying rolls because it's stupid. I bought both books because these monsters are cool and these dragons are cool. And I technically already have like 1,000-point army of each because of Dominion, so I was like, fuck it, let's roll, man. So I got both books. We will look through those later. For right now, they're off to the side. Because, hello! Because we're going to open up some of these suckers. So I got one of everything from today's releases, minus the dice, because I don't really care about the dice. None of them super jumped out at me. And minus the cards, because again, I don't care about those. Stop. So, I've got a Knight Judicator, which is this Artemis-looking motherfucker with a bow and some dogs. I've got a beast-skewer killbow, which is like a big artillery piece for the Cruel Boys. I've got the stormstrike Chariot. Normally, I'm not super into buying the Stormcast stuff, but I really liked all of the animals in these. I thought they were super cool. I liked the griffins a lot. They're really neat. So I picked those up as well. And then I picked up the breaka-boss, which is like a guy on a big trog. I will say, so I got this guy and this guy in both the books from Armchair down on Nimitz. Awesome store. Keith is like a super great guy. I had everything pre-ordered there, but part of their shipment got screwed up, which is really lame. Like a part of it got crushed. So you can see this one's a little beat up, but it'll be okay. But yeah, really lame. I felt super bad for him. It's super shitty. That should happen. So I ended up having to pick these guys up across the street over at Other Realms, which is also a cool store. But there's a bunch of these still floating around the island if you're trying to get a hold of them. And I also have all of next week's stuff pre-ordered, which is all kill orc stuff. It's all Cruel Boys orc stuff. So it's going to be like unboxing like 1 billion giant Cruel Boys orc monsters, which is really fun. Super good. Alright, so I love these boxes. They have like such like a classic Warhammer look to them. They're super awesome. I love them to pieces. So like I never did wargaming as like a kid, right? But it was one of those things that like you saw, right? And this reminds me of that. Like seeing it being like, oh man, that's really cool as a kid, right? But that's not something I can get into. But like it just has such like this classic fantasy look to all of the like boxes and stuff that I super love it. Super good. These guys also have really nice contrast on their boxes. I do wish the contrast was a little stronger here compared to like that. Like the Knight Judicator one is definitely much clearer, the model and stuff. I wish they would have done the same in the Killboy one. Maybe made this background like a, I don't know, like a sunset orange or something. So he would have stood out a little bit then. But this box, how the fuck do you design this box, which looks beautiful and awesome and nostalgic, and then make this fucking ugly thing? Like, for real, though. How do you do that? Like, this looks horrible. Like, who made this box compared to that, right? That looks phenomenal. That looks like crap. Yeah, I have no idea who made this box, but whoever made this one should be ashamed. Whoever made this one, good job. Awesome job. If they're the same person, we'll make that a compliment sandwich. All the other ones also look good. Alright, so... Alright, so let's check out a lot of these. They just have sort of the picture of the model in the back, which is pretty cool. But we'll go through each one. We'll do the ugly box first, which ironically is the unit I'm most excited for. But this box is fucking ugly. Alright. Bubble tea. Why do you keep trying to, like, make that robot a face? That robot's not a face. Stop. A computer apparently thinks my Adeptus Mechanicus or Adeptus Titanicus stuff sitting just off screen is all faces. Alright. So, there she is. That's not focusing super well. Go back to this guy. So, I have to say, the other camera that I go to, this is a way nicer camera my husband got me, but I just suck at using it. I gotta find a good way to use it. It's such a nicer... This camera is great, too. It's a phenomenal camera. But this one is, like... That one's like the shit, man. But, like... I suck at using it. I gotta figure it out. Alright. So, $50 for this guy. Honestly... I think one of two things are going to happen. One, this is either going to be a really good deal, and this guy's actually going to be bigger than I think he is, or two, he's actually going to be smaller than he looks in all the packaging. And we'll see which one it is. Because it's hard to tell. Like, he's got an orc riding on him. He's got an orc riding on him. But honestly, the size of the orcs varies so much that it's hard to tell, right? Like, the orc that rides on the big honey badger thing is like double the size, like the height, literally, of the regular Staba orcs. So we'll see how big this guy is. But we've got a nice big picture here in the back. What he's going to look like. We can see we're going to have some options for heads. So this guy's going to have this one with the busted nose, or he's going to have the one with the big teeth. Or he's going to have this like muzzle face. Or he's going to have this big jaw here. So pretty cool. We got some options there. Just trying to show you the side silhouette because he like sits off to the side way back. This says it's 1-1, in which case this guy is really tiny. But we'll see. We'll probably build and or paint some of these guys on tomorrow. That's probably what we'll do. Or maybe we'll play that cool board game again. I don't know. I'm sort of on the fence which one to do. We'll see how much energy I have when I wake up. Alright, he's on a big base, on a dreadnought base. And we've got our first runner. Alright, so he's not going to be that small. He's going to be pretty big. He's not going to be massive, but he's not going to be super tiny either. So this is like part of his upper body. That's also part of his upper body. We've got chain where it's like going up through his ear. And then we have our other runner just over here. So we've got our part of our orc guy. Pubes, it looks like. I see some kind of hair thing there. I don't know what that is. Part of the orc guy again. One club, the orc guy spear. Part of the orc guy, a leg. Hammer. One of the option faces there. Spin that around. There's one of the option faces. Okay, stop looking at that box. Come on. There he is. If you want the thing going around like holding the broken nose in place. Or you can have this one with the teeth. I think the one with the nasty teeth is way cooler. That's the one I'll probably go with. And then we've got some more of this like cloth around the legs there. I like this guy, kind of has like turtle legs. I think that's neat. They have this like neat... They look like tortoise legs to me. But yeah, that's pretty much that for him. He is 3 little mini runners. So each Nissan, 3 little guys like that. Pretty cool. He is called the Breaka-boss. This guy does have a really cool rule where he can hurt himself. Like the rider can stick the mount, and the mount does a bunch of extra attacks, which is really cool. And then the mount heals every turn, so it's really, really good. All right, so let's look at our instructions here. See what we got. All nice and simple, push fitty kind of stuff, which is pretty cool. Yeah, everything's got tabs on it. That's interesting. Yeah, it's interesting this stuff has tabs on it. I kind of expected it wouldn't, but yeah, that's the breaka-boss. He's nice and simple. Nothing too complex there. Let me put him back in the old box here, and then we'll, we'll go ahead and we'll do all the orc stuff, and then we'll do the Stormcast stuff. All right, put him off to the side. Then we'll pull out the beast-skewer killbow. Okay, this guy, he's $35. Which, honestly, again, I expected this model to be way more than that, so I'm pretty happy with that. Because $35 is usually what you pay for like 1 HQ, and this guy's like a big piece of artillery. Well, I don't know how big he is, but he's like an artillery piece, which is pretty cool. So, I will say, looking at the points values, I bet this guy was originally supposed to be included in Dominion. And the reason I say that is if you include him in Dominion, the two forces are much closer in points. And he's also, like, to my understanding, like an easy to build kit. Technically the breaka-boss is too, but I think he has more parts, so he doesn't count as easy to build, but yeah, it would have made sense for this guy to be tossed in there. Alright, so pretty big base. Then we've got, alright, we got a bunch of stuff actually. We have this big base piece here. Unfortunately, this has molded in feet, which kind of sucks, because then if you don't want to put it on this base, you're going to have trubs there. So that kind of sucks. Having the molded in feet sucks. But we've got some really weird cuts for some grots. Got some arms, part of the mechanism. Again, mechanism, a big skewer bolt, more grot bits. Here's the guy's really cool helmet. The really neat thing is only one side there has an eye hole on it. The other side's like closed off, so it's like forcing him to like look down the scope. That's pretty cool. I like that a lot. More grot bits. Big artillery piece. Here's the grot that was like facing away, which on first glance looks really weird. So that's this guy right here. What he's doing, he's actually cranking the bow back. So the mechanism there is inside his axe. It's like he wedged the bottom of the axe around the mechanism and is cranking it back, like with all of his little grotty strength. So that's really cool. So at first I was like, why is that guy facing the wrong way? That's really weird. But it's because of the mechanism. And then we have the frontier, which has 4 bows on it, 4 arms, whatever. I think they're called arms. I don't know. And we've got our guy here who's got like a hammer and some stakes and stuff, so he can stake the bow down. Weirdly, I think the bow actually has movement. Yeah, it's got a 5-inch move on it. So it can actually like walk its way around the battlefield, which is very weird. Presumably your guys are picking it up, carrying it, setting it back down, which is why it has a special role where it shoots better if you haven't moved. But it's still neat they can move it around. Alright, so let's see what we got. We've got basic instruction here of how to put it together for the big bow itself. So it actually, for it saying easy to build, this actually looks pretty complex. There's lots of weird little bits and bobs here and there. It actually looks pretty complex for it being saying easy to build. There's the dude. He's nice and simple. he gets built into the thing, so it looks like part of his one arm is actually built into it. So if you wanted to modify that, that'd be a pain in the ass. You could cut that grot out, the one that's cranking it back. You could cut him out easy, looking at how all these pieces worked. All right, what do we got over here? We got the guy pulling a new skewer out of the stack, which is pretty awesome. And then he's like pushing against the grot that carries the skewer stack around. And then let's see, that goes on the base, and the bow goes on the base, and that's it. Again, really simple, really easy, nothing crazy. Just one runner. 35, I feel pretty good for that, to be honest. Just because Warhammer is fucking expensive. And 35 is usually what they charge you for like 1 HQ. So getting like a big piece of artillery with a bunch of guys on it and stuff, I feel pretty good for that. Alright, next up. We'll do the Chariot next. Alright. Get this plastic wrap off it. There we go. Get that plastic wrap off. Plastic wrap off. So, Chariot, 45. Again, I'm really surprised by how low these prices are. I expected this guy would be at least 50, but he's actually 45. But we've got some cool Griffin boys here. They look very cute. They're the goodest boys ever. And we've got our dude here who can have a spear or a bow. I don't know which one I'm going to build him with yet. I might try to magnetize him. We'll have to see how it goes. Alright. You can see even this box is a little beat up, but it looks like it'll be okay. I will say this is a much heftier box than all the others so far. Alright, there's our instructions. Big base. That's a big chungus base right there. Alright, he's going to be a big boy. And then we've got 2 runners. Yeah, the box was a little beat up, but they look fine. Okay, so we've got our Griffin's noodle. We've got the front of the Chariot, one of the Griffins, the rest of that Griffin's noodle. 2 half of like Griffin faces. It's kind of weird. We've got 2 there, but we've got some spiky wheels. These are our axles and stuff for the chariots. That's one of the arms holding the chariot, and that's the base for the chariot. Looking at the base on the chariot, something to notice, there are feet marks molded there. If you didn't want to put your guys in those places, you would probably get away with it without it being weird, because no one's going to like look down into the chariot and be like, oh, can I see the feet marks? Nobody's going to do that, right? So it would probably be okay. At least the feet aren't molded to the chariot, which is good. Alright, let's see what we got. We got more Griffin necks. Griffin neck. Okay, here's why there's 2 heads on that one, because there's only 1 head piece on this one. Here's our lady with the axe. There's the bow for our dude. There's the dude with the bow, or dude with the spear. There's part of our Griffin. One of the heads. We got some Griffin legs here and here. Where's the guy's head? Oh, it's built in. Okay. Oh no, I guess that's the lady's head. Where's that dude's head? I don't know. One of the heads is built in there, and one of them is this one with the big crest. So that's pretty cool. Nice and simple. I really like these Griffins. I think they're very cute. I also think they're very reminiscent of the small Griff Hounds, which are also very cute. But some of the other ones that are like more bird-like, I'm not as big a fan of. I like the ones that look more like lions and just have beaks. Basically, I'm a bigger fan of that. So, yeah, pretty easy. Again, push fit, which is really shocking. But at least we have a couple of options. Unfortunately, you don't have options to change the way the Griffins are looking. This is the way they're going to be looking on everybody's models, which kind of sucks, to be honest. So if you wanted more than one of these chariots, that's going to be a pretty big downer. gonna be a pretty big downer. However, getting one of them, rock on. It's good shit. Yes, Griffins are amazing. I love them. I like the Stormcast emphasis on Griffins. I think they're very cool. And now they're getting dragons, so that means that's a double win right there. Alright, now let's move on to our last set of runners that we're going to take a look at, and then we will get into the books. Because I'm sure, like, one of the books is like 200 pages or something, so we're going to probably be a while there. So, alright. Again, 35 bucks. So this guy is just an HQ, essentially. The Knight Judicator is. However, he has a bunch of extra stuff, more than like a regular HQ. Have you read the research linking the mythology to Proto-Cetops, Skeleton, and Scythia? No, I have not. But now that I've said that, I'm sure you will link it to me on Facebook. Oh, but I like the idea that Griffins could be real. That's amazing. Alright, so it's basically one guy and two Griff Hounds here, so two little Griffin dogs. They're basically just smaller versions of what was pulling the Chariot. The really cool thing for this guy is while he is one HQ for $35, which is pretty bleh, you do get both the dogs with him. And also this guy has Warcry rolls, which is really cool. So I picked him up to rep in my Warcry team, which I thought would be pretty cool. So let's check out his runners. Where even is Scythia? It's a very like evil sounding place. Cool. I saw the authors a few years ago. You were like, I support Griffins being real because the world does not have enough fun things in it. All right. Pretty typical 40 mil base for our Griff Hounds. So, pretty good. That's the normal size a normal Griff Hound is on. But these ones, they have a lot more like personality in their poses. Alright. Snap this in half just so we can look at it a little bit better. Okay. So, we have the Quiver here, which has really fancy ends to it. Or the ends of the bows there are very fancy. Here's the bow. These are nubs you need to cut off. They're not part of the bow. Really big bow. Very cool. I love this guy's like Artemis, like I'm pulling the whole bow with my body pose. I think it's really cool. Another really neat thing with how this is made, these arrows are separate from the bow here. So if you have trouble painting little things like this, you can keep them separate, paint them, and then put them into the quiver. So that's really cool. Alright, so that's pretty much everything there. He's got some kind of ruins he's standing on. And then what do we have here? And here we have some of our Griff Hounds. So we've got body, body, body. We have the dude's head here. Oh, we have head options. That's really cool. I didn't realize. So we can give him the ponytail, or I can give him the like Roman crest thing. I don't remember what that's called. The like Marvin the Martian crest thing. And then we have the rest of the quiver here. So he's gonna have a lot of things in his quiver. The other part of the bird head and the other bird body, which is pretty darn great. Pretty darn great. Yeah, nice, simple. Gonna be super cool. I'm happy he has alternate heads. That's really cool. Yeah. It's a very big box for just one runner. Alright, let's see. There's our boy right there with his goodest of boys. His goodest of bird boys. Knight Judicator with Griff Hounds. Alright, so body cape. Body around the helmet. I think I will go with that one. I like that one better. Here's his foot piece. Then the big bow goes on. And then his quiver goes on. So he is super easy to go together. Same thing with the Griff Hounds. Each one's just a couple of pieces. And then that's it. Yeah. Griff Hounds have 9-inch move, 2 wounds. 6 strength, I think. Yeah, 6 strength. No. I don't know. I don't know, man. I never read them this way. I read them out of the book. Alright. Props to the boxes having the twin-tailed comet, which is the sign of Sigmar. Right there, which is really cool. I wonder what the Cool Boys ones have. Let's look. Cool if it was like the Kragnos face or a bug or something. Okay, we'll check that out. Let's see. Oh, I don't want to run you over. Oh! Let's see what it is. What's on the Kragnos one on the little tab? Oh, it's the mouth. Okay. That's pretty cool. Pretty cool. Just a neat little thing. Alright, let's look at some books. Look at some books! Oh, they're so fucking heavy. Oh. No, I'm not going to go through every page. But we'll take a gander at them. They have these really nice, like, semi-shiny, semi-matte covers that are super, super pretty. And this is a picture of a Stormcast fighting some, I don't know, BDSM guys. I mean, that guy is just in like a slave outfit, so you know, maybe Stormcast hate gimps. I don't know. These do come with a code to input on the internet. I covered that up already, so that's pretty darn cool. Alright, so let me actually update this camera real quick. We're looking at the books. There we go. That's a lot better. Okay. Okay, 183 pages. Motherfucker. That's a lot of pages. This is who the Stormcast are. Got the big spread from Dominion, which is a really cool piece of art. The Tempest breaks. So, history on the Stormcast. A war of heaven and death. More of their background. So this is sort of like where they've come from to where they are today, and what they're up to. Spoiler alert: Sigmar made them, and now they're trying to like recolonize all the realms that have been taken over by chaos. They're making these big floating city things that they can like plop down, called Dawnbringer Crusades, where they're trying to like basically build up a city and then just go plunk it somewhere. There's a place called the Vitriol Sea. That sounds like a lovely place. And also the Ocean of Tears. Man, that's where I'm going to plan my next vacation, is in the Ocean of Tears. You know, I might stop off into the Searing Sea because it sounds nice and warm. This is like a full background on Age of Sigmar. Pretty much considering like a lot of the Age of Sigmar story revolves around Sigmar, unfortunately, because he's like one of the lamest pieces. So this is like a whole history on him, it looks like. They are all in different groups and different houses. What it means to be chosen to be a Stormcast. So aside on that, okay, so everyone acts like Stormcasts are these like super holy paladins. There's a neat piece of art, by the way. And on some hand they are. However, imagine, right, if your god that you've prayed to every day in your life and that you fought wars for and shit picked you up and was like, for your service, you now have to go to war forever. Forever. Not just like for a little time. Basically until you are erased from reality. That's fucked up. And every time you die, you get a little more erased from reality. So, eventually, you're going to be here in name, but you're just going to be this unfeeling paladin automaton who's completely removed from everything that you're fighting for. That you've been fighting for the last couple thousand years, probably. You're basically going to be a holy husk. And that's the fate that you're dooming your most, like, honored heroes to. Doesn't seem like a good guy to me. Just throwing it out there. Throwing it out there. Alright. Wow, that's a big fucking chart. This is for the setup of all of the different kinds of Stormcast. It gets very complex and none of it really matters. Let's see. And here we're going to talk about some of the different types. Alright, Celestial Vindicators. Jesus Christ, look at that guy. He's a scary fucker, isn't he? Look at her. She's not even having a good time either. I actually really, compared to this Gleaming Warrior art, I actually really like the darker art. I think that's pretty cool. I like the idea that that's like, that is the fate of these people. Yeah, I mean, look at that guy. Look at that guy. That does not look like a good guy to me. That looks like a bad guy. Or look at this dude over here. Look at that guy. That guy's like if Jack Frost was also a meth head. But yeah, I really like the darker art for the Stormcast. Now we have a couple different kinds of Stormcast. All the different color schemes. This one that's mint. That one's cool. I like that one. A thing on beast marks. The Stormhosts hold no truck with medals or other traditional militant regalia. Instead, honor is marked by the bearings of likeliness of some Azurite creature upon one's armor. These symbols reflect some quality of the hero in question. The mark of a cave bear might indicate that the warrior possesses strength and endurance, while reptilian brand might show that they have unity with their children of the great Dracothian. Pretty cool. I was explaining why some of them have like animal motifs on their armor and some of them don't. Alright, let's see. These are the like super prime people, the super chosen. And then we've got the sexy dragon daddies. That's a fucking cool picture. And then we got this one over here. Yep. He's looking fancy, isn't he? All kinds of stories about the two big dragons who are fucking shit up. God, there's a lot of background here. There's a lady fighting a really gross looking Nurgle creature. Gotta do with some hammers. Lords of the Host, Knights of the Storm. The Shields of the Sigma. Alright. My God, there's a lot of lore in this book. Then we get to some models. Alright, 74 pages in, we finally see some models. What is it good? There's one of the big dragons right there. There's our fancy lady from another page. Big dragons. Oh man, there's Papa Stormcast. He's cool as fuck. I love this guy. He is an amazing model, but ironically, he's one I will probably never buy. Just because he doesn't really like fit my army. I mean, maybe he does, but like, I don't know. I'm kind of leaning into like all of the animals and dragons and stuff, not so much like the specific one-off guys, like all these guys, right? Like, I've got this guy in my list, but that's because he comes with a dog. You know? Like, real talk, like, I'm taking him to the battlefield for his dog. You know? But yeah, Papa Stormcast, cool as shit. I'll take him. Alright, that is a guy with some kind of stupid hammer gubbins. He's dumb. There's a guy with a really... That's a cool dragon thing. I like that. It's probably been in the game forever, but I don't think I've seen it before. Ah, there they are. There's the big boys. One of the reasons I'm very happy to be building a Stormcast army. Now these phenomenal looking motherfuckers. So I will be picking one up. I will probably not buy two to build the variations, but I'm going to definitely have one that is sort of the crutch of my entire army. Alright. So these are the Knight Draconis. These are the Stormcast new dragon guys that have yet to come out today, or have yet to come out. They are awesome, like super cool, super cool. Look at that one down there that's in gray. That's fucking baller. I love that. And then you're just fighting a really cool vampire monster. Oh, I love it. I love it. Give me more of that. Give me more monsters. Look how much cooler that is compared to this dragon, right? The dragon is not as cool. These dragons are cool. I like these dragons. This guy, I'm not a big fan of him. Not a fan. Not a fan. Alright, here's a bunch of dudes. This guy who has the bear chest, he's cool. I like him. I'm a big fan of the bear chested guy. But I'm dumped. Yeah. There's some people with some birds. They're okay. I'm not a big fan of birds, but there's another guy on some other dragons. They are not as cool as the new dragons that are coming out. And there's a big spread of them fighting Cruel Boys. Yeah, look at that. That's fancy. There's some guys there. I'm assuming the dragons are going to come in boxes of 2. That's what it looks like to me. But yeah. How to paint Stormcast. I paint them much differently than this. How to paint beast flesh and faces. Yeah, some thing on how to paint fur cloaks. That's pretty cool. Yeah, there's actually a really in-depth painting guide. I like it. How to do the cool, oh wow, look. Facial details for the animals, skin patterns for the animals. Like weathering. How to specifically paint the fancy wing lady. How to do the wings on the dragons. Man, this painting guide is fucking legit. It's really big. Oh god, it keeps going. Alright. How to paint the different colors of Stormcast. Even more colors of Stormcast. Man. Fuck. Alright, 104 pages and we finally get to rules. So, you're looking at more fluff and models and stuff than there are actually rules. I think that's cool. That's this part of the book, that's the part I'm super stoked for. And then we get into our rules. This is all the allegiance abilities, enhancements, artifacts of power. Then we get into the storm hosts. So these are like specific things you pick that give you buffs. One of these lets you take dragons as like battle line, and one of them I think lets you take like archers and stuff as battle line. This is stuff for Path of Glory. Path of Glory is the like evolving like a narrative campaign thing. So this is special stuff for them, like quests and stuff like that. This looks awesome. I really want to try out Path to Glory. It's just the numbers for COVID are too high right now. But once they calm down, fuck yeah, I'm gonna be doing Path of Glory because it looks so good, so good. I love. It's like very much like it's like you're playing an RPG, but you're doing it by yourself. Yep. I looked at the Chariot. If you want, I can pull it back out though. I don't mind once I'm done going through the book. If you want to see it, just let me know. Alright, so let's see what we get. War Scroll Battalions. These are just a narrative thing. You can't use these in real games. Then we've got Matched Play. So we've got some extra battalions in there. And we start getting into everybody's War Scrolls. There's the 2 Dragon Daddies. Yeah, there they are. I love them. And then everybody's War Scrolls, right? So they've all got special abilities and stuff and all that kind of gubbins. Pretty cool. You'll be able to see all these in the app. They're all just, that's just all it is. The Stormcast have a lot of units. So there's a lot of War Scrolls in here. Ooh, let's look at the Dragon War Scroll. That looks cool. Come back. Come on, I swore I just saw you. Where'd you go? Yeah, there we go. Stormstrike Guard. Each model of Stormstrike Guard is armed with one of the following weapons: Dragon Lance or Drake Rider's Warblade. Oh man, they've got all kinds of rolls. That's cool. Oh, and he can spit fire because he can do the Flame Stream. Yeah, so that's pretty cool. Let's see what we got. Alright, and then we have, I don't know, some kind of hammer gubbins. What the fuck is that? Celestian Vortex. Oh, it's an endless spell. Okay, alright. It took me a minute. I was like, what the fuck is that? It's an endless spell. Alright. Blah blah blah. Everblaze Comet. Dias Arcanum. All that kind of gubbins. And then we've got a bunch of points. Let's look up a couple of points in here, just for the fun of it. Let's see. Oh god, there's so many things. Alright, Knight Judicator Griff Hounds. That's one of the guys we looked at earlier. He's 205 points. Alright. Where's the Chariot? I wish these were in some kind of logical order. Oh my god. Maybe they're in alphabetical order? No. Because then why would Y be before D? It doesn't make any... Okay, I don't know why the fuck these guys are in the order they're in. Alright, Dragons, Krondis, and Karazai, they're 600 points apiece. That means that you can't take them into 1,000-point games, but you can take them into 1,500-point games. Which is pretty cool. That's pretty cool. You can take them into 1,500-point games. So I'll probably, when I play my Stormcast, shoot for playing 1,500-point games. That's pretty cool. Okay, so real talk. I don't mind big games of Age of Sigmar as much as I mind big games of 40k. You generally have less rules to keep track of, and there's generally less punishment for like stuff getting blown off the board on turn 1. So because of that, I have an easier time keeping my energy up for these big games of Age of Sigmar versus the big games of 40k. I still prefer smaller games, like 1,000 points is about where I'm super comfortable for each game. You know, like 750 to 1,000 or like 500 to 1,000. Those my preferred, but you know, I don't mind these as much as I do the big games of 40k because I genuinely dislike like 2,000 points of 40k. I don't have fun in a 2,000 point game. I'll play like 1,000 point games till the fucking cows come home. But like once you get up to like 1,500, 2,000 points in 40k, I'm a no. That's a no for me. Alright, let's see what we got. Griff Hounds. You get 6 of them. They're 110 pieces. Dracothian Guard Tempestors. Is that what the fuck the guys and the dragons are called? No, they're called Stormstrike Guard. Stormstrike Guard. Okay, yeah, you get 2 Stormstrike Guard in a unit, so that means you're going to get 2 in a box. And they're 285 points. Or you can have the special named character and 1 individual unit of Stormstrike Guard. Okay, so that means you're going to get 2 in a box, and that those 2, you're going to be able to build a special character in that box. That's what that's telling you. So that's pretty cool. Is there anything else I wanted to look up here? Oh, the Chariot. Stormstrike Chariot, 1 per unit. Or 1 right there. 165 points. So, not bad. You kind of have multiples of that in your army, though, because he is not unique. And yeah, that's that. Did you want me to take a look at the Chariot? Because I can pop it out if you want to see it real quick. Alright, well, if you want to see the Chariot again, let me know. I'll pull it out. It's literally just sitting right here, so if you want to see it, let me know, and I can whip it back out. Alright. Warhammer, Age of Sigmar. Orkington. Really, really cool piece of art. So, we got the Cruel Boy right in the front, because they're the new Mama Jama that everybody's excited for. We've got some bone splitters off to the side, and we've got a big armored war boss guy, whose name I don't remember. What the hell are these called? Bone splitters. Cruel Boy. The armored orcs that have the death cabbage. The fuck is they called? Anyway, alright, we'll see in a minute when we open the book. But in the back, you can see the silhouette of the big Cruel Boy's birds, which is really cool. So there's one and there's one. So that's pretty cool. Yeah. In the back, we have a big picture of this big Wah who's all assembled up. Alright, so again, there's a code in the back, but I've covered it up. And I'm going to keep it covered up as well, just to be safe. Alright. Ooh, that's cool. It's just like a primer to get you into the orky mood. Okay, let's see what we got. Nice big picture of some models. This is 136 pages, which means that that whole section on like the history of Sigmar is probably not in here. Oh, there's a really cool picture with some orcs fighting some lizards. You got the big death cabbage fighting some kind of saurian creature. Yeah, that's super cool. I like that. Wow. That's the, I'm sure the noise he's doing. Let's see. Talking about the orcs. Talking about the lands of destruction. Let's see if there's anything fun named in here. Drake Biter Mall Path. It's pretty fun. The Brutal Jut. This is the Gurish Heartlands. The land of beasts. You know, these things have like super generic kind of fantasy names for being somewhere, you know, somewhere occupied by beasts. You think they'd have a lot more basic names like Big Claw Valley and shit than like Throndor and Alondo and shit like that. You know, sort of where the orcs have come from in the Age of Sigmar times. Ba 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 ba. They're cunning and brutal, but they're also brutal and cunning. This is some background on the Cruel Boys. Some more stuff on the Cruel Boys culture. And the Cruel Boys war clans. They have the Grinning Blades, the Big Yellers, and the Skullbugs. Skullbugs is the coolest because I think they get a -1 to hit. Brute Force and Ignorance. Iron Jaws, that's what they're called. That's what the big heavy armored orcs are called. This is sort of how the Iron Jaws war clans are set up. Hello, Kragnos. We'll look at you in a minute. We're not done. We're not there yet, bro. The Iron Suns, the Bloodtooths, and the Chappas. And then we have Into Bones, which is the Bone Splitters. They're more of the like feral style orcs. Really cool piece of art there at the bottom of the page. Really, really cool. And the cool thing for the Big Rock. And they have Icebone, Bone Grins, and Drakfoot clans. Then we have Kragnos, who's right there chilling. The End of Empires, Kragnos. Gobsprak, the Mouth of Gork. Or Mouth of Mork. A cool piece of art. And him on his big vulture. That big vulture comes out next week. I'm excited. Let's see. There's some more Cruel Boys art. More stuff on Cruel Boys. All the different types of Cruel Boys units. Here's some background on the different kind of orc units. And the different Bone Splitters units. So it's just a little description of what every unit is. So nice and easy. So we got some background on where the orcs are from, and then we got some background on what kind of orc each is, and then that's pretty good. Alright, what do we have here? We've got one of those big birds. We've got the big sloth creature in the back there fighting some sexy ladies. This is just pictures in the models. So here's Gobsprak. There's the different sloth creatures. There they are again. There's the breaka-boss. Yeah, just some pictures of the Cruel Boys. Nothing that isn't out, at least on pre-order, that I've seen so far. There's the big Death Cabbage, which is a really cool model, and some more Iron Jaws, which are all pretty cool. Then we've got some Bone Splitters. I do like that they have all of these in the same battle tome, because originally in Age of Sigmar these were all individual battle tomes, like each faction of orc was, and that's stupid, because in this you can choose to have a big wall, which is all of the orcs together. If I'm being super mega honest, I actually really wish this was just one big book called Big Wah, and it also had the goblins and stuff in it. That's something I wish. But I know there's a lot of goblins that it would make this book bigger, but to be honest, the Stormcast book has 50 pages on this one, so you could expand it out. Just throwing it out there. Alright, so we got a big battle of orcs versus Slaanesh. Is there anything cool in there we haven't seen already? Some really neat pieces of terrain. There's Kragnos. Yeah. Not really anything on there that we haven't seen already, or that hasn't been announced. Alright, then we get into painting. So, got a things on Cruel Boy's flesh, how to do the different shields. How to paint hobgrot flesh, how to paint monster flesh, teeth and claws. Flesh variants, so you should always paint flesh variants. Weapons, putting like blood and stuff on them if you want to. Armor variants, there's a thing about painting like little bits and bobs onto the armor as well. Different materials, grunted creatures, how to paint check patterns. So this is actually how you do paint check patterns. They did a really good job here in painting out the grid first. Like dappling on the underneath of creature bellies. That's pretty cool. I like that. It's a good one. Alright, then we get into the rules. So 80 pages here before we hit rules. So 20 pages less of story on these guys. Alright, different things for Cool Boys, different things for Orange Jaws, different things for Bone Splitters. And then here's the big wah. So this is, you get to take whatever you want from each one. They all retain some traits, but not all the traits. Then you get different spells, the different factions. I think it's the big yellows. They actually get ranged guys as battle line, which is really cool. And the skull bugs, they get some kind of like defense thing. When an enemy unit is picked to fight, roll a dice if that unit is within 3 of an enemy skullbug's unit. Add 2 to the roll if the enemy unit is within 3 inches of any friendly skullbug's monster. Roll 6 plus, subtract 1 from the hit rolls from attacks made by the enemy unit in that phase. Okay, so that's cool. So sometimes you just get to have reduced hits on you. In the first battle round, if you attack, you get to reroll one of the attacks. And Grid and Blades, you're just flat out not visible wherever you are on the board in the first round. So pretty cool. This is their stuff for Path of Glory. One of the neat things about them is they can gain extra abilities from running territories, which is pretty sweet. Pretty sweet. Tornado of Destruction. So just your Path to Glory battles. And then we have the War Scroll Battalions for Path of Glory. They just give you extra bonuses. And then we get into matched play. We got some grand strategies. We got some battle tactics. We got some core battalions. So I think this is the thing you're going to see in all of the 3rd edition War Tomes, are those 3 things for every faction, so you don't have to use the standard ones if you don't want to. And we've got a War Scroll for Kragnos. And we've got our War Scroll for Gobsprak and the Killbow on Death Vulture. Killovulture, something like that. Ripa Vulture. Corpse Ripa Vulture. The guy riding the fucking Vulture. Gobsprak has a cool thing where he gets to do damage if he denies a spell, which is pretty sweet. I like that. Here's the Killbow on Honey Badger. Killbow of Stabgrot, Merknob, Swarmcaller Shaman, Gut Rippas. I will say some of these models, like the guy with Honey Badger there, you can't get that anymore unless you still have a store that has Dominion. So I'm wondering when they're going to release him by himself. Here's the Swamp Boss, Scumdrack. He has this weird thing where he can like bet on the battle and which units are going to die and stuff, and they get bonuses and stuff. It's really weird. And then there's the Snatch Boss. Really cool thing the Snatch Boss can do. He can just abduct like a mid-level HQ. Just one-shot kill it. Just pull it right off the battlefield. Presumably he's like throwing it into the cages on his mount. But yeah, you just be like, that thing's gone. It's pretty cool. Pretty cool. It is unfortunately a once per game ability, but it's a cool one. Alright, there's the breaka-boss. Breaka-boss, as I said earlier, has that cool thing where he can stab his mount, and the mount gets extra attacks, and then it will heal as well in that same turn, which is pretty cool. We've got the beast-skewer bolt boys. We've got all the death cabbages. There's the named death cabbage and the regular death cabbage. Then we get into the other orange alls. And then we get into the bone splitters. Bone splitters, bone splitters, bone splitters, bone splitters. We get into our points. Alright, killbow. That big sucker we looked at earlier when we did an unboxing. 130 points. Breaka-boss on Myrebrute Trogoth, the other model we unboxed for them. 180 points. The Gob of Mork. Oh, wait, no. That's the Gob of Mork is the different one. It's not the Mouth of Mork. The Gob of Mork is the... Oh, no, the Gob of Gork and the Mouth of Mork. Okay. The Gob of Gork is the... What's it called one? The one for Underworlds. The Mouth of Gork, Mouth of Mork, Gobsprak, the Mouth of Mork, he is 300 points. So you can actually take him in any size game. So if you want to take like a 750 point game, you could take him. You can just plop him into any single game out there, which is really, really cool. Because like Kragnos is 720 points. So the smallest game you can take him in is 1500. Alright. Swamp Boss Scumdrack, 300 points as well. So that really means that the Mouth of Mork, he is per dollar very expensive for points. Like very, very expensive. Especially compared to Scumdrack, who's almost the exact same points and is like a third of the cost. Like monetary cost. So that's really interesting. The Slogoths, 150. Yeah, and you can ally in Gloomspike Gits. Yeah, okay, cool. Yeah. So that is the Orc Warclans book. Took a look at that. We took a look at this guy as well. So both the books. And we took a look at this sucker. We took a look at this sucker. We took a look at this sucker. And we took a look at that sucker. And I am going to go ahead and I'm going to call it there. And tomorrow we will either build some of these or we're going to paint some of them. I'm going to see if I get any of them built today. Maybe later tonight. Maybe I'll get some of them sprayed tonight and then we can paint them tomorrow. Or we will play some Doomsday Countdown tomorrow. Depends how I'm feeling. Depends where I get with building or not. So yeah. So that's what we got. That's pretty much everything from today's releases, minus the cards and the dice. And I have everything from next week's releases coming from my friendly neighborhood Armchair Adventurer down on Nimitz at Dole Plantation. So yeah, I've got one of everything coming next week as well. So I will be doing an unboxing like this then as well, which is pretty darn sweet. My husband is going on a vacation. It's not a vacation. It's a I don't know what to actually call it. It's like a work trip. And then we're going to turn it into a vacation to see my family back in mainland. So while he is on vacation, I will vacation. Well, he is on his work trip, and then it will become our vacation at the end when we visit all of our friends and family stuff after he's done working. While he is doing that, I will probably be streaming a lot. Like a lot. Like probably like multiple times a week, a lot. Just so I've got, you know, somebody to talk to, since my favorite dude's not going to be here and I'm going to be all alone. So I will probably be streaming a lot for a little while. And then I will be gone for a week as well when his work trip wraps up, and because then I'm going to go over as well to see my folks. So that's my schedule. But this week we'll either be building some of this stuff, painting some of this stuff, or we'll play Doomsday Countdown. I don't know. I will say that I have started to get some of the Doomsday Countdown guys painted. So I'm painting them in the Astartes YouTube colors of the two-tone gray. So they need washes and stuff still, which I'll be doing today. But besides that, I'm painting them up, which is pretty fun. I hooked them up with a couple extra little details than what they come with in the box set. But yeah, so maybe we'll play that, maybe we won't. We'll see. But we'll get up to something for fun, something for sure. And there, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to call it. I'm going to say keep on keeping on.